So Manchester City at the Etihad hosting Manchester United, and there's not many times when recently Manchester United have been ahead of Manchester City in the table. So this game carries a little bit of extra attention due to the form of City and what we talked about with Pep. Where are we with Manchester United? And, are they a Man United who can still pick it up for big games? Yeah. What's your gut on how that might look?
My gut, my quick brain is saying to me, this could be anything, right?
From either of the teams?
From these two teams matching up, like they're nowhere near where they want to be.
Yeah.
Could be anything. If I think about it a little closer, and I think about how it might go, and I think about the strengths and weaknesses of both teams, maybe because I'm a midfield player, I always look at that area first.
Who's going to win
and
that?
Man City's little tiki-taka around the two players in the middle of the park, which is one of their weak spots.
Yeah.
Is that going to be too much? If they have that much dominance there, the big lad up front, Erling Haaland's probably going to get some through balls and finish them, maybe. I would favour Man City, but with this game and the way the season started, who knows? Ruben Amorim might counter-attack and find a way to win, because City they're not great defensively right now in the balance of the team.
No, they're not, no.
What do you...
I'm also thinking of the system, and I just think that Pep will find a way to pin those wing-backs back.
He will.
So they'll end up with five defenders.
We know what he's going to do. He's going to put two wingers out there.
Yeah, and they're going to stay out wide.
So
or the wing-back's going to come in, and
or
the
they're going to say,
centre-backs,
you know what, centre-backs, you go out there.
Correct.
I'm going to continue.
And I don't think centre-backs are going to go out there, so I think it's going to leave the wing-backs in, and then they're going to dominate midfield through numbers.
You've got five flat.
Correct.
Two guys in front of that.
Yeah.
Well, they've just got to get the wide players to come right in. And that push on the back foot a little bit.
You're in problems. So I would expect City to get the job done at home, but, we're not too sure where City are at the moment. But my friend, where the headlines were out.
There's never a dull moment.
There is never a dull moment at Manchester United. There's never a dull moment with Ruben Amorim as a manager. Manchester United have lost in the Carabao Cup against Grimsby in penalties. So, again, spotlight on Manchester United, on the team, on the goalkeeper, on everything to do with United. They're facing Burnley at home, and Ruben Amorim basically said, it's a game we must win. There are no excuses, were his words at the start of the game.
And you never hear a manager say that.
No. So why is he saying it then? What's it? What benefit?
There's a little bit of talk out there that he's close to like jacking it in a little bit,
which would be incredible for a manager in that club with the kind of contract to say they're walking away from the contract, they're walking away from a lot of money, but they just feel it's not right.
I feel like the emotion, the pressure is really getting to him. After a very difficult and taxing and trying season,
6 months.
He's saying stuff like, good times are on their way. He's signing players that he says himself, we're a different team now. I remember him saying that just before the season started. And then you go away and you get a result like Grimsby. Yeah. He's probably feel the world is closing in on him, and he's like, you know what, we got to win this game. And I'm thinking, but what if you don't?
Yeah.
Like, where do you go from here?
Whose benefit is it to say that? Is it a jolt to the players a little bit like, you need a bit more? Is it him kind of putting out there to the ownership?
He has admitted, I am how I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say stuff.
Yeah.
I'm emotional.
Yeah.
And before we get onto the game, just quickly chat that, because it's okay to be emotional as a manager. The very best are emotional.
Yeah, really emotional.
Crazy on the sideline.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp, emotional.
Yeah.
Difference is, press conferences.
Yeah.
They
don't give you any of that,
do they? Calm down.
And they don't give you a way for you to be asking questions about their team and about what's happening.
The sad thing is, because he's so open and honest, as a reporter, right? If I'm answering, I can literally ask him anything.
Yeah.
He's going to give me something honest.
Yeah.
That's just
that's
not a good way to be. And I know that everybody it's great that we get that. But the big managers or the experienced managers are basically going to
talk without telling you anything. Talk without telling you anything.
Boring. And sadly he
is that something that he might have to change?
I don't think he's going to change. He said it's to say how I am. Sometimes I love the team, sometimes I don't like the team, sometimes this, that, and the other. He's letting himself be fully open. He's an open book about his emotions.
Yeah, I do get that. Let me just ask you the question. We must win. There's no excuses. I would almost say Sir Alex Ferguson would say that every week, whoever they were playing. So why, because is he saying, no, because it's Burnley after the Grimsby, this should happen? Manchester United's ambition should be to win every game.
Yeah, but the way he said it, Rob, and the context that's around it, given what just happened in the Carabao Cup.
Like, if I don't get this
felt
one,
like
I'll
if we don't win this,
there's
then
nowhere
there's
to
no
go.
excuses, and I'm done. I mean, anyway, they did win.
Yeah.
Right, and we continue watching this thing, and I really hope. I like his honesty, and I like the way he's trying to build this team. I feel like recruitment has put him in a difficult situation, or he has himself.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Nearly 200 million,
$300 million on forwards.
On forward players, and which leaving big gaps in the middle of the park and the goalkeeper. Emi Martinez is strongly rumoured for tomorrow, the last day, to go to Man United. I mean, I think that solves a problem. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. Yeah. He's got a rick in him a little bit, but generally...
He's got the personality, hasn't he?
He's got personality to handle the job. Now, whether they find a central midfield player, I don't know. I fear that the money spent and the encouragement and the hope is all in those front players, and that the gaps and the cracks that are there is still there, and it might stop this thing from rolling forward with the hope and the anticipation that the United fans have got.
Is there no... We'll talk about West Ham later, but I think before the game today I said about, there's a front three for West Ham that could score goals. They're top 10. The back three in midfield, not good enough. And we saw a different West Ham today, and it produced a different result. Is there a way he could shore things up with this group of players? I mean, we don't know at this stage what's going to come in and out at Old Trafford. They sold Garnacho's got sold to Chelsea now. I don't know if that's going to release a little bit more money. They've still got a lot of players who they're trying to get out the door on good salaries who don't want to leave. But let's just work on the basis before the transfer window closes that he's left with this group. He's got to find a way to close things down.
I don't know, mate. We've seen months and months of this now.
So I had a thought last night, because we're saying, okay, you need to go and buy one, and Balaba was the talk, and blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm just chucking this out there as a point. Is there anybody else in that group? I'm looking like, again...
Well, that can help them. This right there with them.
Yeah. Could Lenny Yoro play in midfield as a holding next to somebody? Just bear with me. So I've got three other sets. So I've got Mazraoui, I've got De Ligt, I've got Maguire, I've got Martinez. An athletic midfield, who can see danger, who would track runners, who would understand the role, and he can play. He can bang a ball into midfield and get people to start.
It's not an awful shout.
So I'm not saying he's a solution, but he might plug a gap next to Bruno, or if it's not Bruno, Ugarte or Menu.
Somebody.
But we keep seeing Man United, and we're midfield players, so we know the role, and we say, oh, he's going to run off him. He's going. Lenny Yoro would have the understanding he'd be more interested in running back and following him than running forward.
Correct. Yeah.
So, is there somebody in
group?
that
Don't mind that at all. Don't mind that at all.
Is he, Rodri-esque?
Yeah. Well, also now the big problem is Mateus Cunha went off with an injury.
Hamstring.
Now that might mean that Bruno Fernandes can play higher. Again, this goes back to to replacing the whole of the front line. That's where Bruno is best at. So now where is he play? And I don't like him as a six or as one of those two holding midfield. I just don't.
No.
So they didn't need to buy three. Bruno still should be playing up there, and somebody else should be in the middle of the park. But Lenny Yoro's not a bad shout. Never heard that before. Great shout from left field. I mean, maybe it's going to take a couple of us to get fit, but we haven't seen any hint from the manager doing that. But I think that's a good idea of something. If they don't find a player that might help.
Instead of keep going down the same route, Ugarte, Casemiro, then keep telling us it doesn't work. Okay, well, you got to find a solution,
and it helps build you a better foundation, Rob.
Correct.
A better
more
foundation.
defensive.
And I know he's trying to play, and he's trying to get his system across there, and at times they're a little bit open, but a little bit more defensive-minded, reliable guy in there, I think would actually help. Yeah. We'll see how this continues, mate. And
so talking the game through, I mean, now you go ahead, they get themselves head through the own goal through Cullen, and then Lyle Foster ends up bringing them back into the game. couple of minutes later, to be fair, and Burmo gets a nice goal. So we're 2-1
Dalot
up.
does well. Dalot
Then you're thinking, can we control the game? It doesn't seem to work like that. And then
Jadon Anthony
scores a good goal for
he scores
Burnley.
for them, and then he pulls
Pulls,
yeah,
and it was a foul.
I think
in
it was
the
a
box.
foul.
He had hold of him outside the box, but he kept hold of him too long.
Yeah.
And then, I've got to be honest, Bruno Fernandes, who missed a penalty last weekend, remember Sky won it at Fulham, there was some pressure on him based on all that had happened during the week and the loss to Grimsby. And fair play to the captain. I know he gets a lot of criticism from a lot of people, but he didn't hold his nerve.
He held his nerve.
It was a massive goal.
There was a massive goal, big celebration.
Yeah.
Some cynics out there saying like Man United beating Burnley, like they celebrate like they won the World Cup. I mean, it was a big celebration, and I get it. And it is stumbling along a little bit, you know.